Let's begin today's Vanguard news with Bushiroad's marketing finally getting some brain cells and made a good product by giving players 2 new start decks based off the Skyride manga. DZSS07 will be Dragon Empire with 3 new cards, while DZSS08 will be Stoicheia with 9 new cards. Each start deck will have 3 triple rares, 1 for their respective ace units, and 2 random cards, so that players buy more than 1 start decks if they ever want to fully bling them out. And both decks will also have Dragveda and Bless Favor for their respective over triggers, and in order to maximize sales, by forcing players to buy both decks, each deck will have a new different Regalis piece. With these 2 and the previous rehash quick start decks known as DZSS05 and 6, Brandgate and Lyrical Monasteria are the only nations without a new start deck. With a new year in a few hours, and Bushiroad hammering what appears to be new beginnings, they're introducing a new mechanic, or rather returning one in standard when DZBT07 comes out. Persona Shield is a blitz ticket card that cannot be put in your main deck. When played, give your unit being attacked 10k power for that battle, then you can play a second blitz order for that turn. And your attacked unit gets an extra 5k power for that battle, if your opponent has a card in their crest zone besides an energy generator, and while in your hand during your turn. This card cannot be chosen or discarded when you would discard 4 riding from your eye deck, or chosen from hand by your card's effect. Bushiroad is so lazy with the card's art that they reuse the Quick and Guardian Shield artworks of old. But I guess this is just a ploy to get players to buy alternate art versions of this card as a secret high rarity. Expect an our Persona Shield to go as high as $200. If you're not familiar what a ticket card is, I have an old but dated video explaining how they work which you can click on the upper right of the screen. Back when I was quote unquote making better quality videos. With that out of the way, Bushiroad finally gave in to players' demands of wanting to use more than 1 blitz orders, and they literally sold us the solution to do so. Genius but sinister marketing strategy. And if you're wondering how this will work with Laskeria's blitz order, playing it before this card will only allow you to use 2 blitz orders that turn. So make sure to play this card before Dreamblade in order to use 3. On a side note, it's funny how they have to keep putting anti-crest effects for cards these days, as if the crest was the real problem, and not G units, as well as a clause to prevent you from just using it for a cost. Like Bushiroad is begging players to try out their new gimmick without exploiting them for another purpose. As to how you'll be able to obtain a Persona Shield, each nation will be getting a triple rare cycle card, because like going to a concert, you got to bring out your wallet if you want to get those tickets. When placed on rear guard from hand that isn't by unit card's ability, or discarded from hand, while riding from your eye deck, you can pay 1 soul blast if you revealed a card with the Persona Ride icon from your eye deck, or have a Vanguard with the Persona Ride icon, to obtain a Persona Shield ticket. And while on rear guard, it gets 5k power when it attacks a grade 3 or higher unit. Dragrita Korskas are having access to Shenri, and being waifu material will be expensive as hell. Same can be said with Colorful Magician Ravus having access to the yet English released Phyllis, but might be less expensive because he's not waifu material. Wandel Regenbork on the other hand goes hard, if not for the fact that giant robots in this game pale in comparison to some fishes. Ketamanes get the short end of this set as Sage of Heavenly Rainbow Luviran isn't a sorceress and feels more like Bushiroad trying to keep Sol Ryron on life support. Meanwhile Argo Sirens keep winning as Sea Rainbow Dragon Araniaxu appears to be a tier dragon, but cannot use its ability if called from deck. And of course, Lyrical Monasteria gets to be the most expensive cycle card as 7 Hughes Bridge Luxiel is not wearing her school uniform, and is instead sporting a bikini top. Here's some more general rulings for Persona Shields for you to pause the video and read for once. Finally, holy licensing issues bad man. The CoroCoro Collab is actually coming to the English game as DZSS05. This means that we are not getting the rehash quick start decks with Raziel and Vagari prints. Unfortunately, releasing late May 2025 where it's already way past its prime and is considered obsolete, feels like Bushiroad is just banking on the sought after reprints alone. And that's assuming they keep the reprints in the set. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments which Divine's character do you want to see in a Persona Shield to throw your money at, and Happy New Year.